Hi everyone, welcome to the third recap of the Bermuda Bowl. The quarters just finished with quite a few surprises in the Bermuda Bowl, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, starting us off, Italy against Belgium, a lot of players would have expected Italy to take this matchup, but Belgium outperformed Italy on day one and then held on day two, winning by over 100 imps.
It was crazy. I made an interview for the French with the Belgian captain, who said that first of all confirmed kind of what we said, that the Belgian style is very hard for the opposition, and also they have three pairs that play very different systems, so the Italians always have to readjust. They are very, very good card players, and of course, things went their way today. And also, something else that he mentioned is that in the last match of the round robin, I don't know if you remember, but they kind of collapsed against England, but just was like less than half a VP left, and they qualified. And kind of after that, the pressure was off. It was mission accomplished for Belgium. So now, of course, they're gonna try their absolutely best, and they want to win it, but mission accomplished. So now they play more relaxed. Kind of everybody saw Italy is gonna win, and they played relaxed, fully focused, and played their best bridge.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, we do want to see them have a good time at the event, and you're going to play better if you're enjoying yourself. We'll see if that relaxed atmosphere continues into the next 4 days, though, because as the matches get more tough and you get closer towards that gold medal, the pressure comes back.
You're right, and I guess you hope that pressure gets to them because they're gonna be facing USA 1, who beat England today.
Yeah, USA 1 did have a bit of an up and down match against England. They got out to a big lead on day one, but then it was all over the place today. England easily could have picked up a few more imps. That pivotal round six that you're showing, the end picking up, what is that, 36 in the last 12 boards is,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was cool
30.
because before, I think at that point the match was basically flat,
Yes.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so USA 1 does make it through, though, and so they'll be facing up against Belgium, and that'll be an exciting match to watch.
Yeah, it certainly will. And it will be fun for us to comment because we will not be cheering for the same team. I can tell you that. Although, to be fair, I really like the guys from USA One. There are lots of them are my generation. I'm good friend with Adam. Good friend with Finn. Uh, with both Adams actually. John and Kevin are a tad older than me, so I don't know them nearly as well. But really nice guys, all of them. I really like them. But just so I will be happy regardless of what happens. But it's true that Belgium is kind of the fairy tale of this championship so far.
Yeah, and the way they played against Italy, I mean, all three of their partnerships are incredibly strong on Belgium, so that, I mean, that match could go either way.
Yep. And in the other semis, we're gonna have a Nordic battle with Sweden, who beat Switzerland with an amazing first set today. We're gonna talk about it, and Denmark, who definitely did the right thing in picking USA 2 because USA 2 had to forfeit before the end, which is quite rare in the Bermuda Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of these teams will definitely hang on to the bitter end because this you're competing for a world championship, and that would be very prestigious to earn that trophy. But of course, that seventh set you're highlighting 54-0 for Denmark. USA 2 came in behind already by about 50 imps here, and they were doing a little bit of swinging, and it just wasn't going their way.
No, it wasn't. And can you tell us? I don't know if you were live for this one.
Yeah, I did some commentary for this matchup, this exact segment, and it just felt like whatever Switzerland was doing just wasn't working out. They got to 7 diamonds on board 13, and there was a 5-0 trump split, which just didn't work for them in that contract, whereas the other table didn't even make it to the small slam. They ended up getting to a game instead. And so this set really set the pace for the day, and Sweden got off to a great lead here, and then they never let up.
So how often do you think this Switzerland team lost by 75 imps in 14 boards?
It's not just lost by 75. They almost got shut out. Just one imp. But there was a lot of shape on these hands. And normally you expect that some of these shapely hands, you're going to have a bit of a guess towards the end of the deal, which is exactly what happened on a number of them. And Switzerland just guessed everything wrong. So
I hear lots of people saying for the big championship, sometimes the boards are a bit shapier than they should be. Do you have any views on that?
So as a mathematician myself, I've read through a lot of the statistical analyses that people have performed on these, and people have technically said that the boards are less shapely than we should expect from a probability standpoint, because we don't see any 10-card suits. We saw a couple of 9-card suits throughout the event and a couple of 8-4s, but 10-card suits should come up pretty often, or at least relatively speaking, and we just rarely see them.
Okay, so you're fine with the boards. Okay, good to know from a mathematician.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the other 3 events. So in the Venice Cup, we had, if I could say, 3 matches that ended up being one-sided. Netherlands beats Australia. I guess that was expected. France-Turkey, which was on paper probably the tightest match, was until this morning when France just won heavily the first 2 sets and just took over. And China, we were saying last night that Denmark was hanging their home advantage, etc. I think maybe the Danish got tired. I don't know what happened. I didn't follow it, but the last 2 sets, China said it's the end of the break, guys. We're gonna finish this match.
Yeah, I mean, how wrong I was when I claimed that Denmark was going to move on with their home field turf here. But yeah, as you say, 3 matches that look like a little bit of a blowout as we get to the end of it. And then finally, that 4th match, USA 2 up against Poland.
So we obviously we can see the result here. I was just on the phone with the French ladies coach, who's telling me that there is not 1 but 2 boards that are on appeal from Poland, of course, who is trying to get some more imps. And also an interesting fact is that if it ends up being a draw, Poland would make it because of what I don't know exactly the rules, because of the round robin basically. So this means that as we speak, we cannot tell you for sure that USA 2 is gonna be in the semi-finals. We're waiting for more information. If I do receive them by the end of the video, I will let you know, but unlikely. Just maybe a quick what we think about should happen in the semis. France-Netherlands, it's a match that we've seen a lot in the history of the Venice Cup. I expect a tight match. I would think that Netherlands is slightly favorite, but it's gonna be close in my point of view. And China against, regardless of, I think the 2 semis should be very close.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you make it to the semi-final competition in the Bermuda Bowl, Venice Cup, and any of these events, you've proved yourself as one of the top teams in the field, so it's always going to be a battle.
And if you're French, and if you want to follow France, the French Federation will do a Twitch broadcast showing the French team, so feel free to go there. Seniors now, surprisingly, the 2 American teams made it.
Yeah, they had strong performances in the round robin. We kind of expected both of those teams to do quite well in the knockouts, and they've proved themselves here. So USA 1 and USA 2 will have to face off against each other tomorrow in the semifinals. And then on the other side of the bracket,
So a big surprise. Austria obliterated Poland, which Poland finished ahead in the round robin. They picked Austria when they could pick Austria or France, if I'm not mistaken, and they didn't play the last set. Uh,
No.
and the difference is 150 imps. It's crazy. So I don't know. I heard from the French seniors that they're still happy to play Austria and not Poland because they feared the Poles. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's a bit like Belgium. Maybe they. I don't know. I don't know about them. We'll see about that. But it will be interesting to follow them. And in the other match between France and Sweden, it was very close until the end. Uh, and France made it, so can't complain about that. And I think against Austria, now I actually think that on paper France would be slightly favorite, but given Austria's performance, I don't know anymore. So
And it's also true that having the sit out in the eighth set where they don't have to play keeps them a little bit refreshed for tomorrow, whereas France and Sweden had a tough match coming down to the final boards. So France might be a little bit more exhausted, and that could play a factor.
you're right, and if any, it should be in the seniors that it has the most impact because it's the seniors. So yeah, you might have a very very good point here. And just quickly about USA once against USA two, do you have any favorites? I mean,
Well, we had this matchup a while back during the US team trials
oh
when we
yeah,
were selecting our teams, and of course USA one earned their spot as the in name as the first place squad for the US. I think it's going to be a very interesting and exciting match, especially for USA fans, because we see these teams play against each other a lot, and that means that they're very familiar with the style of their opponents. So we might see a lot more soul reads, if we can say that, about who has what card or whether or not someone has a strong preempt or a weak preempt or something along those lines.
it will be very interesting to follow. And for us Europeans who don't follow the US scene that much, it's quite funny to see Max Trott playing against Rodwell. So
Yeah, long time partnership there, but they've separated in the past 5 or 10 years, and but both of them clearly very strong players, as they've proved time and time again in the Bermuda Bowl competition,
yeah,
and now they're on opposite sides of the table.
so we'll follow that. And finally, in the mixed, so USA one did prevail, whereas on the
Yeah, they
other,
did.
yeah,
I mean, Romania got off to an amazing start in their match, but USA one slowly chipped away and chipped away and chipped away at the lead, and then finally ended up taking the lead this morning in the segments. And after a strong seventh set, they did not let up and ended up winning by 48.
yes, and my prediction is that this start is not gonna happen all the time, and this was kind of the one chance to make them not win the whole thing. I think they're the best team by quite a margin, so I would be very surprised if they didn't win at that stage.
Yeah, although it does show that they're fallible. So maybe Italy and whoever their final opponent is, if USA does make it to the finals, can take a look at what Romania did in the first segment and see where they might be able to pick up some imps.
Yeah. So Italy did beat USA 2 in a very close match. So well done to them. I think they were the underdogs. And on the other two semis, I would say that the best team on paper won. Denmark home advantage did not prevail this time. Same thing actually as in the ladies. China just ended up being too strong. It's a bit like Romania, Italia. This is also why in the Bermuda Bowl we've got matches that are that long. It's to make it less likely, to make it more likely that the best team wins in the end, basically. And the longest the match, the more likely it is. And I think quite a few matches have shown us that over so many boards, when a team is better than the other, they end up winning.
Yeah, for sure. It means that just having one good segment can't really overcome a stronger team just kind of chipping away at a
Yeah.
lead, like we see here in USA 1 Romania. I mean, obviously the Italy USA 2 matchup, there were a couple of back and forth segments. That fifth set, 71-7
Yeah.
in favor of USA, then the sixth, 70-20 in favor of Italy. So, but at the end of the day, when 500 combined imps are being scored between the two teams, the better team often does come out on top.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like you said yesterday, a big shout out to China, Hong Kong, which nobody expected to be there, so well done to them. But the Polish team is full of superstars. So actually, maybe these guys can beat USA one. To be honest, they're very very strong.
We'll see. We'll have to wait a couple days if that matchup does play out,
Yeah,
but that would be an exciting one to watch for the
yeah,
finals.
it will for sure. So tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, we'll be on Twitch, WBF Twitch, for the whole for the next 4 days. We're gonna start off with the Viking match, if I can call it like that, and then what we've decided is to alternate throughout the day. First day, start with that, then Belgium USA, then again this, and then Belgium USA again. And on the second day of the semis, we'll probably look at the scores and decide tomorrow evening what we're gonna start with and readjust every time. Of course, we hope to have two close matches, but it might not be the case. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. We should see some amazing bridge. We might see some pressure coming up. You were talking about the Belgium who are not that experienced at this level. Same thing with the Danish. Maybe they are not that experienced at this level. So we'll see.
And honestly, the same for USA 1. A lot of their players are very new to the Bermuda Bowl competition.
It's true. It's very true, actually. I guess Eddie Wold kind of has a bit of experience, but the rest, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, John Hurd and Kevin maybe. But you're right. You're right. It's gonna be super interesting. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 for the live action.
Yeah, see you then.
Bye bye.